Yo yo, I'm just gonna make this video because why not? That's an aeroplane flying overhead. I feel you could definitely hear that. About Doctor Who, because I mean, I've just, I've watched. I don't know why. Why do I say you know? You don't know. You don't know me unless you do. Then you do know, but you probably don't, or maybe you do. I don't know. But yeah, I'm quite a fan of Doctor Who. I watch it regularly. And I was thinking about Utopia, Sound of Drums, and Last of the Time Lords earlier today, and a lot of people, they kind of shit on it. They're like, Space Jesus. They just think it's kind of a Deus Ex Machina. Personally, I don't see that. I see Rose, but then again, I start thinking of Rose because I went to Rose, Bad Wolf, started thinking about how that's a Deus Ex Machina. But then again, personally, I mean, that's kind of what the TARDIS is designed for, is that kind of stuff. It takes you where you need to be, And I was thinking about how Mickey was pulling it with the truck and all that sort of stuff. But I don't think it's Mickey in the truck that opened it. I think TARDIS just decided, the TARDIS took it upon itself to open because it knew that Rose needed to be there to save the Doctor. So that's what it did. It just opened by itself. Because I mean, the moment that Mickey was trying to start using that big yellow truck to open it, it just wasn't opening. It won't budging for shit, mate. It won't budging for shit. So, but I feel like the demonstration of willpower of Rose's mum, Mickey, Rose herself, was kind of something that makes it, that makes the TARDIS to prove itself. I don't know. To prove themselves to the TARDIS, almost, you know what I mean? And then, of course, it opens its soul to her, or heart, whatever. I much prefer soul. Soul of the TARDIS is a lot better. Is it heart of the TARDIS, or is it soul of the TARDIS? I forget. But then, yeah, it opens itself up. She looks into it, becomes a goddess for, like, half an hour? No, like a couple of minutes. And she saves the Doctor. Oh, it's beautiful. But yeah, I just I started thinking about that one as well. I was like, no, I feel like it's the TARDIS that opened. It wasn't because it got forced open. To me, that just that always did make sense. It seemed like a bit of a Deus Ex Machina. But if it's the TARDIS that decided to open, then to me that's a bit more. I'd say that's better personally. I don't know what was going through the heads of the people who did that bit. It might have been that. It might have been not that. I don't know. But yeah, back to Martha's finale, of course, that's obviously like Rose's. Doomsday is kind of Rose, but I'd say, Parting of the Ways, Bad Wolf does a lot better of a job at, kind of showing how, how bound and like to the end of the world Rose would go for the Doctor. Of course, she brings back Jack Harkness, who is a very interesting character. Now I'm watching Torchwood, you definitely see him in a very different light, because when he's around the Doctor, he's just, he's forced to be like family friendly. It's like the Doctor's got this switch inside of him, which is like family friendly switch. Sometimes it goes off, but for the most part, family friendly switch, that's turned on. And Jack is such a different character when he's around the Doctor than when he's by himself. It's quite cool. It's quite cool seeing that. But yeah, Martha Jones, I think she gets the best finale. Don't get me wrong, she goes through shit to get the best finale, but she pours her heart and soul out. She does in most things. Rose is she's good. She's not bad. Not I used to not like her as much. Then she kind of grew on me a bit, but she's never been my favorite. That's just the thing with Rose. She's all right. Martha has been my favourite. Don't know if she's still my favourite, because Donna's kind of, ever since you see Donna come back for the new little 60th episodes, she was really good in those episodes, and David Tennant went in my ranking of Doctor Who, regenerations, but mostly I think because of David Tennant's acting improvements. He's so much more better. You look at him back then, and one thing that I never liked was David Tennant would do that kind of heavy breathing when he's like in an emotional state. And I just hated that. I didn't like it. And he does that he does it in some of the 60th anniversary episodes, but in just a bit more of a restrained way, not so melodramatic, and I just much prefer it. I think he did it in the Giggle quite well. So it's just his technique has got better. So I don't know. It's difficult because then also the actor does make the Doctor for their regeneration. So would I categorize the 14th different as a different one to the 10th? You know what I mean? Like they are similar, but I would say there are some differences as well. Personally, I felt like there were a few differences, but yeah, no, they were interesting. I came up with I'm going off track again. Let's go back to Martha. And the whole ex machina thing. What is the full phrasing? Deus ex machina, or do you say an ex machina moment? I don't know. You know what I mean by that, though. It's like fucking. Oh, that was. Oh, well, okay then. I guess that happened. All right. But the thing is, typically with those kind of things, it's like, oh, well, that's convenient. But to me, it wasn't convenient. Was Martha going around the Earth for a year convenient? Not at all. I mean, she had to do that for a year, telling everyone, not everyone, obviously, but telling as many people as she could. And and then when you think about that, like 7 billion humans using some telepathic, whatever the network was called, I forgot, the Master's thingy-mo-bog, and they're all thinking of one person, and they may not know his face, but they know his spirit, all of them thinking that name at once. Yeah, to me, it just makes perfect sense. The Doctor would become this, Jesus God, this holy being, because that's a literal glorification, to have 7 billion people praising your name, and with the boosting of that network, what's it, the Archangel, isn't it? The Archangel network, that's what gives it the boost. And to me, that just makes perfect sense. I think it's one of the best finales because everything is set up from the start, from the Master's own hands, and then the Doctor just uses it against him, which just makes perfect sense, and to me, I just think that's the best finale. Stolen Earth, Stolen Earth, Journey's End, to me is just a bit too it's not exactly that's convenient, but it's definitely a lot more convenient than Last of the Time Lords. Don't get me wrong, seeing the TARDIS take the Earth home is, it's like, that's cool, but so personally, I'm just a bit like, find it a bit cheesy. It is cheesy, and it does welcome the cheesiness. It's like, this is cheesy, this is a cheesy moment, let's be cheesy, before the next episodes, which are like, oh, everything's so sad, the Doctor's a lonely boy, oh, poor lonely boy. You gotta love David Tennant. He was the sad boy Doctor, very sad boy. Just Journey's End and Stolen Earth. Just Stolen Earth, the first one, the first part. I'm not sure if it was Stolen Earth. I think that's Stolen Earth. Is a lot better. The setting up and everything is really well done, personally. But the next part just doesn't match it. Payoffs don't hit it right for me. It's it's fun. That's what it is. It's very fun. It's a very fun finale. And, ties up some loose ends. The Doctor has that fake regeneration, which I remember back then is mad. It was mad shit, mate. Absolutely mad. But nowadays, of course, you just watch and you're like, well, what happens. So, it's an interesting one. And then, of course, you got The End of Time, which was the finale. And what's that? You thought that other thing was the finale? No, this is the finale. And that was what the hell was the Doctor thinking, jumping through that glass roof? Honestly, that's it. That bit does baffle me. Obviously, and that one is just, I don't know. I don't know. Can you justify it with cinematic? Can you justify it with, okay, let's just do something really fucking just dramatic and shit? Can you justify it with that? I don't know. But you know, he does it. He jumps through a glass roof and just gets back up pretty strong, to be honest. You know, somehow that doesn't kill him. And yeah, he takes a lot until he finally goes down, which you know, I suppose that's pretty cool. And I mean, I love the master, the actor. Oh my god, how can I forget his name? John Sim. Oh, he's brilliant. He's a brilliant actor. You know, I've watched Life on Mars. That's really good. Then I watched Hunted, which is like an ITV thing, which had him and the other guy who was also on Life of Mars. You know his face, but it's his name. I forgot his name. You know, and he's brilliant as well. But yeah, John Sim, you know, and then John Sim coming back for the 12th Doctor as well was really, really good. Him and Missy, they did well together. But yeah, I mean, John Sim's Mad Master, you know, is he's just really good. Really good, you know. He's hungry. He's a little bit hungry boy. You know, you're a hungry boy. You know, you're very, very hungry. And of course, he ends up saving the Doctor. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, you know. But yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan. I just, you know, you compare those finales to Sound of Drums and Last of the Time Lords, and it's more of a how long they've lived, I suppose. You know, that one has, you know, kept its place. You know, I guess on initial viewing, it didn't come first, but then on later viewings, rewatching that finale, it holds up. You know, where the other one is just kind of, they lose themselves a bit because you know what's coming, all that sort of stuff. It doesn't matter on that one that you know what's coming and all that sort of stuff, because it just works. You know, it just hits it really well. You know, so yeah. And Parting of the Ways and Bad Wolf, that finale. I mean, you gotta love that one because I mean it's Christopher Eccleston. You know, I mean he is. You know, he's definitely. You know, I mean, he's the best Doctor. I don't know, because I also think like Peter Capaldi, and I have to get rid of classic Doctors because some of the classic Doctors are on par with Christopher Eccleston, Peter Capaldi. You know, I mean, they are the best Doctors. The actors themselves, you know, for me, it's the actor that makes it a lot. David Tennant's acting and his 10th Regeneration is just not quite. You know, it was like some points really, really cool, but yeah, he just missed the mark sometimes. And Matt Smith, I mean, you know, he's a funny guy. You know, makes a funny little Doctor, but you know, he's not the best personally. But he's cool. My bow ties are cool. You know. So yeah, I mean, I think David Tennant's return has certainly put him up. You know, he's definitely as the 14th Doctor is there with Christopher Eccleston, Peter Capaldi, but 10th Doctor, nah. But Martha Jones, absolutely epic. You know, gotta love Martha. You know, my partner doesn't like Martha. She finds her annoying. And, you know, I can understand that sometimes. She can be very loud, you know, some of the times when she's shouting, it's like, oh, that's a frequency. But no, you know, it's, for me, I think her acting is brilliant. You know, like, Last of the Time Lords, that part where she's there, talking to the Master and just being like, ha ha, got you, you big stupid idiot. And he's just there like, oh, what, man? What? You, huh? And she's just like, my G, you just got pranked. And then the Doctor's just like, oh, bish, you shouldn't fucking done this or something, whatever. I'm about to get your ass and say, I forgive you, boy. And he's like, no, please don't forgive me. And then he's kind of crying like a baby. Bit of a interesting moment, you know. He looks like a little baby. He really does. He looks like he's become a kid again, you know. And you look back at like us, And a weird part, when you look at classic masters, then again, I mean, it does kind of make sense, because you watch the Mind of Evil episode where the Master's greatest fear is the Doctor, laughing at him in the face. It's always been there. His perception of the Doctor is a very interesting one. Yeah, interesting boy. Anyway, that'll be that.